This video is of the Trinity atomic bomb test that was planned and directed by Kenneth Bainbridge. This video was taken on July 16, 1945. The bomb was tested at a site located 210 miles south of Los Alamos, New Mexico, on the plains of the Alamogordo bombing range, known as the Jornada del Muerto. Scientists decided to film the test because filming the test allowed the scientists to have a record of the test for analysis after the act. The code name, Trinity, was given to the bomb by Oppenheimer himself. During World War II, he led a team of scientists who were tasked with creating a weapon that would alter the course of the war. Oppenheimer believed that by making the atomic bomb, it would bring an end to World War II. That is also the reason it is so significant to us today, because it helped to bring about the end of the war. This video also tells us more about the construction of the bomb, and it helped end World War II. There was once an account written by General Thomas Farrell, a few hours before the first atomic bomb test. The context of this report was that it was written during the final stages of the war, where people were getting desperate to either win the war, or to return to peace and content happiness. The account was written from the perspective of all the scientists and believers that thought that using the atomic bomb would help end WW2 and bring a better peace to the world. This account was written on July 16, 1945, and appeared in the Potsdam Conference, 1945, and the Day of Trinity, 1965. We can use this source as evidence of the effect that the creation of the nuclear bomb had on people before, during and after the first atomic bomb was created and tested. This source helps us humans grow to become better humans in our later life and not start anything that could become catastrophic, even if it could mean later happiness. There was also a Japanese physician called Michihiko Hachiya who survived the Hiroshima bombing in 1945. Dr. Michihiko Hachiya kept a diary of his experience of when the first ever atomic bomb was dropped. He served as director and physician of the Hiroshima Communications Hospital and lived near it, as well as being approximately a mile from the explosion's epicenter. His diary containing his experiences of this event was published and available to the public in English in 1955, although the first diary entry was on August 6, 1945. In Michihiko's diary, he speaks of his perspective of the painful and gruesome story about how life in Hiroshima changed right after the first bomb was dropped. He wrote about his experiences in detail with key events that happened throughout this period. He wrote about how the shadows in the garden quickly fade and that there were two large flashing lights, then dusk. He wrote about how the one wooden beam on the house that was supporting the roof was leaning like crazy, other houses had collapsed, and that his clothes got melted off, as well as having cuts and bruises all over him. Now when we think about his diary in the future, we can really have a think of how it would have been like. In Michihiko's diary, he tells us his experience of what happened, how it felt like for him, and how it affected other people. Therefore, we can use this source as a type of evidence when looking at certain events that happened during the Second World War. The development and use of the atomic bomb has such an important role in history because the bomb brought an end to the Second World War. The two atomic bombs were created and dropped by the USA over the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The goal was to destroy Japan's ability to start war. So, on the morning of August 6, 1945, the American B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, dropped the world's first atomic bomb ever over the city of Hiroshima. This caused the First World War to end and for Europe to rely on the United States to guarantee its security rather than seeking an outside accommodation with the Soviet Union. Despite the amount of deaths due to this crisis,